Hey, Megan Scully, and this is the Limerick Post Show. And joining me now, it is Jessica Devine. How are you keeping?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me today.
We're talking about a topic that I know that you're very, of course, fond of, and you are absolutely behind and trying to get more women involved in tech. And I can't believe the stats. There is less than 25% of tech roles are filled by women. That is, I just assumed at this day and age there'd be much more women involved in such tech roles, but there isn't.
Yeah, there really isn't. And even that stat has actually improved over the last couple of years. It was definitely less 4 or 5 years ago when I first joined tech. Even myself, I was lucky to be hired by a tech company in Limerick years ago, but I was the first in the first group that started. So I was the only female for about 6 months, which was very eye-opening. But it was great. It was a great experience. Everyone was awesome. So even though you saw the difference between women and men, it didn't feel very different. It just was something noticeable.
And what do you think it is maybe that women aren't getting into these tech roles as much? Is it because in school maybe it just coding is seems to be just done more by guys, or what is the reason, do you think?
I think there's a few reasons. The first one is just not having any exposure to it. Like it doesn't,
Okay.
no one, they don't really go over it in schools. And even the smallest bit of exposure really opens up eyes of people to be like, wow, this actually seems really doable. And I think because of that lack of exposure, people are then kind of afraid of the unknown. Like they believe that, tech is this difficult thing and they're afraid that they won't be able to do it. But once they even just dip their toes in, and they'd be surprised at how not easy it is to pick up, but how it's able to be picked up. Um, there's that, and then there's also, I think, just a lot of limiting beliefs in women and what they can and can't do, and I think that holds them back as well from kind of getting into the tech sphere. But I believe with more, awareness, kind of community driven, to get like this whole thing to get more women into tech, that hopefully that these limiting beliefs and behaviors can be in the past, and the future this stat can increase to having even more women in tech.
And talks about this pilot program that's been rolled out in April.
Yes, so the Code Institute are working with the Limerick and Clare Education Board to roll out this amazing initiative that offers a 9-month bootcamp in full stack software development, which is a course that I'm a past student of myself, which is awesome. But then including, they also have a 3-month work placement afterwards with these massive multinationals, which I think is such an important part of the whole thing. Like the course itself is brilliant, but to be able to be placed inside an actual technical area and office will just open people's eyes to what's actually out there. Like the course itself is full stack development, but the opportunities that come afterwards, people do not expect at how much there is to do, even within and slightly outside the scope of the course that's covered, if that makes sense.
I know, I suppose I just mentioned coding there because it's probably actually one of the only things in my first thing that comes to mind when I think of tech. But as you mentioned, there's so much more to it than just coding.
There's so much more. Like, the course itself covers full stack development. So you go through the front end, the back end, and the database systems, and each of those are their own specialty. So even though you'll have a diploma in full stack development, you may have a specific flavor for a type of it. So you might like the back end stuff, you might like the database, or you might like the front end. Like myself, I'm very much like a visual person, and I way back in the past I wanted to be like an artist. So I'm really thankful that I've been able to kind of combine tech and my kind of past artistry, and I focus kind of on front end user interaction and experience type of stuff. But not so there's not only that, but then in tech in general, there's like development roles, there was development operations roles, as well as support engineers. Like you don't like there's so many options that once people just get stuck in, they'll be, I think, overwhelmed with the opportunities that they have.
And I think as well, I suppose nowadays, especially I feel since lockdown, the way everyone now has gone digital, we've no other choice. It just happened. We had to all work from home. We all had to get on board with everything on from ordering things online, from food to just our basic things that we need. And I think more and more people now have realized they have to set up computers at home and have to have like Wi-Fi. Obviously now has been improved all across Ireland and rural areas as well. So I think it's great to see, and hopefully I think that might spark an interest in tech for more women as well.
Yeah, I think that the current climate of COVID has really opened people's eyes up to just like how important it is to be digital, no matter what your business even is. Like if it is like a brick and mortar style of thing that has unfortunately closed, that still having an online presence to maintain your clientele, and just if there's a way to figure out to move something digital, that people are really recognizing that now more than ever. And that's kind of why I do what I do at the moment. I am a kind of freelance web designer, and I really am passionate about small businesses in Limerick, especially over the last year. I really think my own career has taken a leap of like rather has kind of progressed faster because of COVID, because I'm just so passionate about helping these small businesses get online as fast as they can to try and just keep what is happening as good as possible for those who need it the most.
And I think that's one thing I've noticed too, is the amount of companies that did set up a website, especially the smaller ones. And as you can see, they're all these really amazing, like really easy to navigate, really like kind of really well designed websites as well. I know from people such as yourself. So I think that's been really great to see as well, that everyone just jumped on board so fast. And companies, I think, knew, okay, we either go online or else we're going to have to completely lose our business. So I think it's amazing to see. And I love it. Like you said, local small Limerick businesses moving their stock online and suddenly be able to keep their business going, keep their staff as well.
Exactly. Yeah. It's really beautiful thing to see, being able to have the opportunity. And like there's so many businesses that like have had it so close, and they've nearly gone through with the website, and it was only because of what's happened that they're like, oh wow, we need this now. And like thankfully they were able to get things up and running at a fast time. But it has been a year since all of this started, so even though hopefully all of this COVID stuff will be over in the future, that I think everyone's realization of the power of tech and web will remain stronger even after all of this.
Absolutely. And of course, we are trying to encourage more women to get into the tech sector. And as I said, that pilot program is rolling out in April. 20 women will be taking on that course. And for more information on it, Jessica, or to register interest, where can they get involved?
And I believe it's learningandskills.ie/code. It's a Code Institute collaborating with the Limerick and Clare Education Board, Women in Tech. You should be able to locate all the information online and to apply. And yeah, it's fantastic. I really want to just emphasize that women should really like investigate, look into tech, and take the opportunity right now that is very open to them. So yeah, learning and education.ie/code. If I'm correct, I might actually be slightly wrong there, but
I'll put the link in with text as well.
please do. Well, thank
Jessica,
you.
Devine, thank you so much for chatting to the Limerick Post Show and for opening the world of tech. Even I've learned so much off you there in a few minutes, and I think it's great to see women getting involved in tech, but also women like yourself leading the way. So as I said, I look forward to seeing more women in tech, and that percentage of 25% going up, and seeing more women involved.
Yeah, I'm so excited to see it. Thank you so much for having me on today, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day.
Thank you.